The agenda is item number two, which is our annual Cigna Kool Kids and Water Safety update, in which we really say thank you to our partners that get the message out about water and water safety. Looks like Lisa Ducati, you're going to lead the show. Good to see you.
Good afternoon, Mayor and members of Council. I'd like to start off with a few introductions. We have our Acting Fire Chief Kara Kalkbrenner, our Parks Director Jim Burke, and then two of our young leaders in the city who have done so much for our water safety awareness efforts. Kelly Lieberman, who's an engineer with the Phoenix Fire Department, and Becky Hewitt, who's our aquatic supervisor in the Parks Department. So we have two parts of our presentation today. We'd like to start with a brief recognition to one of our longtime corporate partners, Cigna. They today will be presenting us with two checks, one for $37,500 to support our annual Cigna Summer Program, and then a $100,000 check for other types of city support that they continue to provide for our aquatics programs throughout the year. This is the 23rd year of a very successful partnership. We have three representatives here today from Cigna. We have Margaret Ozip, who is the Vice President of Existing Sales, Nikki Logan, who's the Wellbeing Strategist, and Janine Doherty, who's the Senior Client Manager for Cigna. So if we could take a moment to have a photo with Cigna, we would love to have the Mayor and Council involved first in a check presentation.
All right, so members of the council, let's go over to the side and get a check presentation and a photo and say thank you to Cigna. All right, Lisa, you have more?
We also
Excellent.
wanted to show you a quick video regarding the Cool Kids
Thank you so
program.
much. Let's do it.
Again, thank you to our partners from Cigna for such a long and successful arrangement in helping our water safety efforts citywide. So now we'd like to turn the program over to Becky and to Kelly, who again are some of our younger leaders in the organization who are the champions of our water safety efforts citywide. Some of you may know them from some of our aquatic events around the city, but we'd like them to share some of the partnerships that they've been working on here at the City of Phoenix.
Excellent.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council. I'm Kelly Lieberman, and this is Becky Hewlett. First, my hat's off to Councilwoman Delda Williams for being able to slide down that enormous slide at Cortez Pool. I'm afraid to do it in fear of getting stuck.
Do we have video on that?
We do have some photos, which will be coming up shortly. Uh-oh. No. All right, so again, this is a thank you for the opportunity to come up here and present in front of everyone. This is something that we all take very dearly. It's something that is very preventable, and water safety, drowning prevention is something that as a city we're all collaborating with, and we'll move forward into this presentation. The issue is actually there's now been 54 incidents and 26 fatalities within Phoenix. Just reported that there was a 4-month-old in a bathtub today, found in a bathtub. So we're not just preventing drownings from happening in pools, but they are happening other ways, and we'll get further into that. But and not just fatalities, but lifelong deficits, and that needs to be mentioned because the brain will start to die after approximately 4 to 6 minutes without oxygenated blood, leaving lifelong deficits. And you know, a lot of things you see on the news, it's, oh, this was a near drowning or a non-fatal. We need to take in consideration lifelong deficits with that and our ways to prevent that.
So our prevention, it's very key that our fire is in our schools, talking and educating our youth in all over the city, talking about water safety, prevention, the ABCs of water safety, having that adult supervision. Kids need to know they need to ask their parents before they go in the water. Talking about barriers and how to be safe around pools, and definitely talking about classes. And swimming classes is a huge layer of protection that these kids need to learn. And that's where we come into play. At the pools, that's one of our biggest programs. We teach over 20,000 kids in 8 weeks how to swim. It's something that we work on throughout the summer months. The pools also do, thanks to SRP, water safety breaks every day so we can educate people who aren't necessarily signed up in swimming lessons but participate at the pool during open swim. We talk to them about water safeties and ways to be safe around waters, not just at pools, but the bathtubs, the canals, the lakes, the rivers, those kinds of things as well. Social media and the news media is also a huge component of water safety. How to get the message out to our residents in the city of Phoenix. And Phoenix Fire has done a great job with social media, getting out in front of the news and talking about water safety and teaching kids how to swim. We obviously, every time there is a fatality in the city of Phoenix, Phoenix Fire leads the troops in canvassing neighborhoods to talk about water safety and educating people on water safety. You know, as we saw earlier today, Cigna Healthcare has been a huge support in the city of Phoenix water safety, teaching kids water safety at the pools all summer long. We teach over 3,000 kids in the summertime. Thanks to Cigna, they participate in classes each week throughout the summer.
Also want to make note, this is some of the materials by one of our sponsors. SRP was able to purchase those door hangers that we created and the CPR awareness DVD. Those door hangers don't just talk about the ABCs of water safety, but there's actually a water safety checklist on there that parents can sit down and go through their entire home, interior and exterior, to kind of bring awareness, like this bathtub incident we had today.
Excuse me, Kelly, can you go back to that slide?
Yes, sir.
Who's that firefighter on that DVD?
That is someone that is a true advocate for drowning prevention, Councilman. Thank you for asking.
Well, Kelly did text me beforehand and said, just watch the form in this photo. And it is excellent form.
It's great form. Collaboration. This is something that is near and dear to me as well, is that the Phoenix Fire Department motto, our family helping your family, and really working with all of these agencies, it's the City of Phoenix family helping all these families within our community. And what I mean by that is the collaboration of fire and aquatics and PD and buildings department. I mean, I would have never known, but we reached out to them, and they're the code enforcement. They do the pool barriers and fences, and neighborhood services department. But Safe Kids Maricopa County and Department of Health Services, Banner Health, and Point Squaw Peak Hilton Resort, which we are able to host water safety events, and even talked about, they have year-round heated pools, about possible swim lesson opportunities there. So, and with that, I'm going to turn it over to...
So SRP has been a large participant in water safety, not only with the city of Phoenix, but valley-wide. And they donate money to the city of Phoenix pools each summer, and we do, like I said, SRP water safety breaks, which helps us educate people that don't necessarily sign up for water safety, but we're able to give them water safety materials, educate them on water safety, how to be safe around water. And obviously Cigna Healthcare has been a large partner, and we continue to thank them and appreciate their presence in the City of Phoenix Aquatics and their partnership. Through their donations, we're able to touch thousands of kids every summer, teaching them water safety, how to be safe around water, so that they know what to do in case there's an emergency that they come across.
And with this collaboration of all these agencies, we've actually been able to create a task force, a drowning prevention task force, which we've had a couple meetings now over at in Councilman Nowakowski's office, District 7, in regards to getting on the same page and creating the same agenda and getting out in the community and actually doing a train the trainer type thing where we're teaching community members and then they become part of the club that we're creating. And there'll be more on that in the future, so there's a little teaser for you.
All right, so the City of Phoenix offers swimming lessons. As I said, we teach about 20,000 kids to swim each summer. We offer over 2,500 classes and currently underway, so we are in the midst of it. It's an important part of our mission, trying to teach kids as a layer of protection, because it doesn't just take teaching kids how to swim. There are multiple layers in water safety that we have to cover. One of them is swimming lessons. The other one is life jackets, and the reason life jackets are so important is because there's not a documented case of somebody drowning in a properly fitted life jacket. The life jacket is truly the car seat for water. And a lot of times we hear about life jackets in open water, on the lakes, but not in the backyard pools. It should be, every non-swimmer should be life jacketed until they know how to swim. Keep them safe in the pools. CPR is also important to know in case you come across a situation where you need to use it. You want to know it when you need to use it.
In regards to the swim lessons, I just want to mention that with the cost of swim lessons at only $15 for 8 swim lessons, it's very affordable. And I actually, again, a true advocate, my 14-month-old daughter goes to the City of Phoenix Aquatics for swim lessons. And just because the cost is low doesn't mean that the quality is not fantastic. They are great, they are well-trained, and they know what they're doing. So I truly respect our lifeguards and our swim instructors there. Yes, in the CPR, the United Phoenix firefighters, they are out there teaching CPR and teaching babysitting classes too. I mean, you have to think about everybody watching your children. So CPR, we're teaching it, and we're trying to prevent this stuff from happening. The community outreach, that's actually one of the wave walks there at the top slide with Councilman Nowakowski and myself. And again, another collaboration with multiple agencies is we will, after a post-drowning incident, we will go out in the community and canvass the neighborhood. At this time, you know, the media is very high, and they'll go out and they're always mentioning the drownings. Now this is our chance to get out there and really comfort the neighborhood in which the drowning happened, because everybody knows exactly where it happened, and they know that could have been their neighbor. But go out there, comfort and educate them, and help prevent this from happening to themselves.
When we talk about collaboration, the City of Phoenix Aquatics and Phoenix Fire have been working together to educate what drowning actually looks like. And in this photo here, we're actually working together where we did a mock drill at Fiesta del Agua, have Phoenix Fire come in and take over the care of the victim, the patient. And what's important to know is that drowning victims are silent. They don't look like what you see on television. And it's really difficult to see the person who is truly drowning in a pool. And so sometimes, you know, we educating parents on what that looks like can be very, very difficult. So we do this mock drowning each year to kick off our water safety event at Fiesta del Agua. And that is also sponsored by Cigna Healthcare. That's their kickoff to water safety. So as you hear, Cigna has been a large partner sponsorship throughout the City of Phoenix. We offer programs, as I said, at each pool, every pool, 29 locations. We educate kids on water safety all summer long, and that's thanks to Cigna.
Okay, this was a great event. Real quickly, we'll touch on it. There was Univision, and then our bilingual firefighters from the field actually got together and did a phone answering bank. What happened is that Univision promoted it twice in one day on the 29th there, and we received over 1,200 calls in regards to drowning prevention. And what the majority of the calls were questions about was actually swim lessons. So we were all fascinated to know, wow, where can we get swim lessons? How much does it cost? Where are the nearest pools? Are they open? When are they open? And so it was a great opportunity. In just a couple hours, that many phone calls because of Univision reaching out like that. Planning. So I mentioned a little bit about the Drowning Prevention Task Force with Councilman Nowakowski and all of our other agencies out there. And that was a train the trainer type situation, is going out in each council district and educating community members. And with the collaboration of neighborhood services, we would get out there and really campaign the neighborhood, canvass it, and then bring people to one facility location for education and awareness. And then charity fundraising, working with multiple other agencies, as far as we've been working with, again, the SRP, Cigna, and even looking into other resources like the Arizona Diamondbacks, who we've been in contact with. But raising funds for pool fences, and then again, year-round swim lessons. With the City of Phoenix pools only being able to teach swim lessons for 8 weeks out of the year, we're looking at other resources, other sponsorships to be able to advocate for swim lessons. Again, not just 8 weeks out of the year, but the other 48 weeks. So those are what we're looking at.
We'd just like to thank Councilwoman Williams for joining us at Cortez on the grand opening, and here is the results of the race down the slides.
Is that her feet
I'd
right
like
there?
to point out that that's our city manager, Ed Zerker's feet up in the air as well. Again, takes a strong person to want to go down those slides. They are great. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, and with that, we'd be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much. Outstanding presentation, Kelly and Chief, and we appreciate Cigna and all the other corporate partners to get the word out. Obviously, from those grim statistics you provided at the beginning, it's been a tough year already, and so the work you're doing is more important now than ever. What advice would you give to parents that may be watching, or advice we give to parents of older children? One of the tragedies this year is that we had a couple of older children that died in what may have been or likely could have been preventable drowning incidents. 13-year-old and I think a 17-year-old that was at a group party with other peers. What advice do you give to parents of older children on the issue of water safety?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. First of all, we always we promote adult supervision and never swimming alone. So as a parent, you should always be supervising your child, and that goes into great detail. I mean, not being distracted with technologies and cell phones and everything. It's undivided attention and knowing what to recognize in a drowning situation. And that's where actually our aquatics and Becky Hewlett is a specialist when she's out there educating not only her lifeguards, but the community. And again, not trusting always that someone else is watching your child. In that situation where you mentioned with the 17-year-old female that was found at the bottom of a pool after everyone left, and there's a lot of confusion and not an understanding, and no one really recognizes what drowning truly looks like. And then everyone always seems to assume that someone else is watching their child when that's not really the case. And then you have a lot of people moving here from all over the country and all over the world that don't know how to swim, and then they don't teach their children how to swim a lot of the time. And children at a younger age are embarrassed that they don't know how to swim, and sometimes they get in the water anyways. So they're high-risk-taking situations, and that's what we're trying to get out there and do, is prevent this through education, awareness, and promoting City of Phoenix aquatic swim lessons. Becky, is there anything you'd like to add?
I would just say, if you have kids that don't know how to swim, that are older, statistics say that if you don't learn how to swim by 3rd grade, you probably will never learn how to swim. So that's really important for parents to know. They need to teach their kids young. And if they don't know how to swim and they're 11, 12, 13, 17 years old, we do offer lessons for adults. Get them in the swimming lessons, teach them how to swim, and it's okay to be wearing a life jacket. It will save your life.
Thank you very much. Other questions? Councilman Nowakowski?
Mayor, I just really want to thank Kelly and Becky for all their efforts in saving lives. I mean, just this year, within 5 months, we have already had 24 drowning incidents, and that's 24 too many. And out of those 24, nine deaths. And these wave walks really work. It's just amazing. I've been on on a half a dozen of these wave walks. And the last one we were at, it was actually in the Maryville, West Phoenix area, where we actually teamed up with Tolleson, Avondale fire departments, and they all came together. It wasn't just a Phoenix effort, it was all three cities coming together to really prevent drownings, and it's just great to see that we share our resources with other cities and towns. And you know, these wave walks, it's just incredible, the ABCs, and the material that they hand out is bilingual, and they have DVDs that they can actually give the parents to teach them about the CPR and all that. And then they hand out information that Becky has on the swimming lessons with 20,000 kids learning how to swim. That's a lot of kids, but one of the emphasis is not just the children learning how to swim, but also the parents. And that's one of the things that I learned that through Becky and through Kelly is that we need to encourage the parents, because if a kid's drowning, who jumps in? It's either one of the adults. And the other thing is just the collaboration within all of our departments. We felt it was so important to create a task force, and a drowning prevention task force, but we're limited with resources. So one of the things, a great idea that came out of that task force is train the trainers. So what this task force is going to do is actually go into each district and actually start training different trainers and creating a designated person, sort of like a designated driver, but when you have a party, a designated individual to watch over the water. If you have a swimming pool, then it's easy to misplace a child or so. So you have to have somebody who's designated that understands what it is to jump in and save a kid's life or an adult life, and also that understands and goes through some type of training of CPR. So I just really want to thank you for all your efforts and really reaching out to the different departments, because who would ever think that our building and zoning would actually be a part of it, right?
Yeah.
And it's incredible to see all the different departments. And Jim and Chief, I really want to thank you for allowing your staff to reach out and do these prevention programs. Also, I really need to recognize Assistant Chief Shelley Jamerson, that all of her efforts, she's always out there in all these wave walks and all these events, and I really want to thank also your leadership in that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman. Any other comments or questions by members of this council? Councilwoman Pastor, please.
It's a comment. So I'll be out there at University Park come July with my little one in swim lessons. So hopefully I'll get fit as she's learning how to swim.
Terrific.
That is great.
Will you be going down the slide?
I beg to differ.
All right, other comments on members of this council? Councilman Valenzuela, please.
I appreciate it. So Fiesta del Agua takes place in District 5 at Maryville Community Center at the pool there, and we always have a great, just a great time, and a lot of people. And I can't thank the Phoenix Fire Department enough. As a first responder and as a Glendale firefighter who has been on many walks with our brothers and sisters in Phoenix and Avondale and Tolleson and everywhere else, there are no boundaries when it comes to firefighting and running emergency medical calls. We do those things together like one large department many times. And I want to just mention something that Kelly just alluded to. 90% actually is the stat. 90%. When it comes to child deaths due to drowning between 1 and 14 years old, 90% of the time, those children are being supervised when it happens, meaning someone else is there when it happens. The problem is, this person thinks that person is watching, and that person thinks this person is watching, and next thing you know, we lose another child. So, look, eye-to-eye contact is it's just paramount. It's just most important. And I want to thank Phoenix Fire for being so great at prevention. Chief Cockbrenner, thank you for leading the way in many ways here locally, throughout the state, and throughout the nation, and even the world. We have a great fire department here. When you see lights and sirens going down the road, it's already happened. The emergency has already happened. The bad thing has already happened. How do you prevent it from happening in the first place? That is the honorable thing. And that is what I believe the Phoenix Fire Department is committed to. It's what I've dedicated my public safety career to as well. So, for that, I want to thank you. the tough thing is there's no statistic to figure out exactly how many children have been saved due to these types of programs, and it always puts prevention on the chopping block. You know, in fact, during this budget process, Car 99, a roving fire prevention vehicle, was on the chopping block. And I'll take this opportunity to once again thank Grand Canyon University for the public-private partnership. GCU contributed $100,000 to take Car 99 off the chopping block. Now, how many lives did it save? I mean, I don't know. But I know, and you know, that it makes quite a difference. And as a parent, you know, we need more prevention. So again, with that, and to Cigna, thank you for the partnership as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Other comments or questions?
Mayor, just one last.
Please, of course, Councilman.
If you can tell us a little bit about Verano Sano, it's a Spanish program for water safety.
Yes, we're looking forward to our first Verano Sano this Saturday afternoon at El Prado Pool. It's from 5 to 7 p.m. It's in sponsorship with SRP and La Campesina. We will be doing swimming lesson demonstrations, life jacket demonstrations, and CPR demonstrations. Phoenix Fire is also involved in the Verano Sano events. Our second event will take place at Falcon Pool on June 28th, the same time from 5 to 7 p.m.
And Mayor, last comment is that, you know, the Car 99 and all that efforts is really, I want to give thanks to Councilman Valenzuela for leading that efforts and finding the funds to make that possible. So thank you, Danny, for all your hard work in making that happen.
And if I can make just one
Please,
more
of course.
comment is, in regards to Car 99, they play a valuable resource as far as part of our drowning prevention. They do the pool abatement, so if we notice as firefighters or anyone in the community notices that a pool fence is broken, maybe it's an apartment complex or a home, anyone can call and we will go out there and do a temporary repair on that to help prevent drowning. So thank you, Councilman Valenzuela, for bringing that up.
Thank you very much. Lisa Takata and Chief, excellent presentation. We appreciate your leadership on this important issue, and maybe we should have these folks back before the end of summer, right after our break, and tell us a report on how the remainder of the summer went, and if anything else we can do to support these efforts, please let us know. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda. Dee Dee Barker, did you wish to make a statement on it wasn't an action item, but it was just an information item, but please.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor and Council.
Up to 2 minutes.
And I had a chance to go to Encanto Park on Saturday. I'd gotten a question on social media, what could be good in Phoenix in the summer? I said, the city pools are open. It was clean and spacious, had a diving board, so it caught my eye. And I saw they were having people line up for a swimming test, so I went over there, and I was going to take my test, and they said, ma'am, it's under 14. So I got to dive. But I think it's a great program, and I'd look forward to going down that slide. And from infancy to seniors, it's never too late to learn swimming. It builds up confidence, a lot of self-esteem, and I've even seen where a woman said that her little toddler learned how to turn over and float. And by golly, he saved his own life by doing that. They found him in the pool, didn't know how long he was there, but he was there floating and breathing. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Mayor.
Ms. Barker. Councilman.
I think that was a challenge to Councilwoman Pastor about diving at Encanto Park.
You and me. The challenge is on.
All right. The challenge has been made and accepted. We're going to see evidence.